The bucket has returned to its home. The Oaken bucket has returned to Ross-Ade Stadium, to West Lafayette, to the Purdue football locker room where it will stay for a very, very, very long time as IU continues to suck despite Tom Allen thinking that they are still the 12th ranked team in the nation because he is delusional. IU fans, suck my balls. We have won. All that trash you talked before the year, and then when you lost to Iowa, it's because Iowa was a hard matchup. When you lost to Cincinnati, it was because the refs sucked. When you lost to Ohio and Michigan, it was because of injuries. What is your excuse for this one? Because Purdue is supposed to be worse than you, so it's probably injuries. But I feel like even if you were fairly healthy, we still would have beat you. Because you just got blown out 7 to 44. 44. So, it's a pretty good game. Sadly, in this game, David Bell did not break receiving yards, didn't break the record for receiving yards in a season for Purdue, but we are going bowling. Do remember that we have a bowl game, and as long as he gets like 30-something receiving yards, he should break the record as long as bowl games are counted in that record, which I believe they are. But pretty good game. Early in the game, there was that pass interference on Brock Thompson that for whatever reason Tom Allen didn't think that it was pass interference. I need him to explain why he thought that that wasn't a pass interference. You can't just tackle a receiver in the middle of the field without the ball. That's kind of not allowed. I mean, I don't know if you know the rules of football very well. I don't know, but in every single place where football is played, that would be called a pass interference. In Pee Wee, in middle school, in high school, in college, in the NFL, in the freaking women's lingerie league, wherever, it's going to be called pass interference. But Purdue, they just freaking destroyed them. Freaking destroyed them. Aiden O'Connell, what a beauty. What a beauty. I mean, he was throwing beautiful passes left and right. No interceptions. Although Purdue did get an interception. DeMarcus Mitchell, he is a freaking beast. George Karlaftis and DeMarcus Mitchell are beasts. Sadly, we will not see them next year. I mean, there are a few seniors on the team currently who we might see next year because they're super seniors, so they'll elect for an extra year, unless they're like Jackson Anthrop to where they've already elected for that extra year. But if they are a senior and they have not elected for that extra year this year, then they can elect for that extra year next year, and we will see them next year. But we won't know who that is until probably after the season. So, and George Karlaftis and David Bell partook in the senior ceremonies, so most likely, sadly, when we go bowling, that will be the last game that we will see George Karlaftis and David Bell in a Purdue uniform. I'm sad, really sad, but those guys have had amazing careers here. They've had an amazing year. They're both probably some of the best in the nation at their respective positions, and it makes sense for them to declare for the draft right now because their draft stock is through the roof. However, I do think we might get to see Zach Horvath next year because he got injured and he hasn't had a very good year, so his draft stock has kind of plummeted and his hype has died down. So I think he will elect for the extra COVID year, so we will get to see Zach Horvath next year, and we'll get to see Corey Trice next year because he'll be back from his injury. He'll be a senior, and he'll have that extra year of eligibility. So there are a few guys from last year and this year who have had injury-type seasons that we'll get to see next year, which is nice. Aiden O'Connell we might see next year unless it looks like he's going to get drafted. He can also elect for an extra year. But if not, we have Jack Plummer, who is a serviceable backup, not good as Aiden O'Connell in my opinion. I mean, from the beginning of the season, I said Aiden O'Connell should be starting, and we've been a lot better when Aiden O'Connell starts, but I'll take Jack Plummer. Not the worst option out there at all. George Karlaftis' brother Yanni, who is a freshman this year, he'll be a sophomore next year. We might get to. I mean, I think 2 out of our 3 usual starting linebackers are seniors, so we might get to see him get some playing time. Um, we'll get to see a few new guys get playing time as it is every year because seniors graduate. It just depends on who elects for that extra COVID year. But this game played an amazing game on offense and defense, and really, I think everyone expected us to win. If we didn't win this, I would have been extremely mad because this is a very beatable IU team. This is not IU from last year. This is current IU, which is 2-10 now, but 2-9 coming into this. So yeah, it would have been very stressful if we lost this one. But great game. Sad to see. I mean, we get to see another game. We get to go bowling. First 8-win season since 2006, the year I was born. That's crazy to me. So our best year in the past 15 years. That's what happens when you have David Bell and George Karlaftis and Aiden O'Connell. All those guys just like clicking, and our defense seemed to click. Our offense seemed to click this year. We just need to be able to replicate that next year. I do think we have some guys. T.J. Sheffield and Milton Wright are some guys that are going to step up and take David Bell's position once he leaves. So we're not going to be completely terrible next year, I don't think, due to guys leaving. But let's enjoy this year while it lasts, not focus on the future too much, who's going to stay, who's going to leave. Let's just enjoy it while we have it because we won't have it forever. It's going to be very enjoyable to see what bowl game we go to. Some places have us going to decently sized bowl games that will warrant a very big celebration if we win. See you guys next time. As always, I'm not funny. And December 5th, I believe, is when they announce the bowl games. So I'm going to be watching out, probably do a video on whatever bowl game we get to go to. And then, of course, the bowl games will happen. We'll get to watch them, of course. It'll be fun. Can't wait for it. See you guys next time. And Purdue basketball is coming. We might be ranked number 1 because Gonzaga lost to Duke. UCLA lost to Gonzaga. Monday we'll find out because that's when they release the AP poll. See you guys next time.
Just got unlucky on a few plays tonight. You know, one of those plays, I thought he was standing still, but he just hit the shit out of that one guy, and the guy went flying. They blew the whistle, and they called it on him.